Most people are aware of the fact that there is not just one kind of English. And we can think then of American English, British English, but also Canadian English, Australian English, Indian English, Scottish English, Nigerian English, and so on and so forth. From a European point of view, and from a point of view of teaching English, the choice is usually between British English and American English. And I'd like to talk about a few differences between them. We are indeed not talking about one language, but about two, really, or at least about different varieties of one, or essentially one language, English. But we also have to take into account that there are fundamental differences between British English and American English. Some people might think that it's all down to pronunciation. Pronunciation is, of course, a major difference, but it's not the only one. There are differences in just about all aspects of the language. We're talking about pronunciation, but also definitely about vocabulary, also grammar, and even other aspects such as style as such. So let's have a look at pronunciation. First of all, there are a number of sounds, especially vowel sounds, that are essentially different in British English and American English. For instance, British English O in American English is O. British English oh no, American English oh no. Or the or sound, as in, for instance, all. In British English, that is strongly rounded, all. In American English, it's all, unrounded, all. Or if we think of that more American English word, awesome, it would be pronounced in British English, awesome in American English. If we then go and have a look at individual words or series of words, we are all aware of that difference between the British English R sound and American English A. In, for instance, words such as dance, fast, after in British English. In American English, they would be dance, fast, after. Or R versus A. British English, tomato is American English, tomato. British English, vase is American English, vase. Talking about the R sound. In American English, that sound is retroflex, meaning that your tongue is curled back in your mouth. You say R. In British English, R. Your tongue is straight, or more or less straight in your mouth, definitely not curled back. So even the sound itself is different, let alone where it is used. In British English, that R is only used if it occurs in front of a vowel, pre-vocally, whereas in American English, it's also used after a vowel, post-vocally. For instance, we have farm, British English, no R there, not even a trace of a R, farm, whereas in American English, you get farm. Here, British English, here, American English. Or, British English, or, American English. Bark, British English, bark, American English. A T, that is in between two vowel sounds, remains a T in British English, whereas it changes to a so-called tap, which is almost like a D in American English. For instance, British English better becomes American English better. British English bottle becomes American English bottle. British English later becomes American English later. So you almost have a D in American English. British English also tends to have more shortening of unstressed syllables, or even elision, meaning they're left out. If you listen to the second month of the year in British English, especially in fluent spoken English, you get February or even February. Whereas in American English, it'll definitely be February. In British English, it's a dictionary. Dictionary. In American English, dictionary. So essentially, American English has more syllables in those words than British English, in fluent speech, that is. There is also very often a difference in stress pattern in words. In British English, for instance, we talk about a vaccine. In American English, that's a vaccine. In British English, you'd pronounce the verb migrate. In American English, that's migrate. A British English advertisement is in American English advertisement. So plenty of differences there. Also in grammar we have differences. The one that probably is most evident is spelling. There are plenty of differences. At the ends of words you get RE versus ER. For instance, in the words centre and theatre. The first one is the British English spelling, the second one the American English spelling. You have the OUR versus OR. Colour, neighbour. Again, British English first, American English second. You have words that end in YSE, ISE versus YZE, IZE. Analyze is one of those instances. And again, the S means British English, the Z, you'll see that in American English. By the way, that Z is only called a Z in British English. In American English, that's a Z. And then you have the doubling of consonants, especially L in verbs. The verb to travel. If you go to travelling there, in British English, that contains double L. In American English, single L. Same for cancelled, double L in British English, single L in American English. Another difference in spelling, words ending in CE or SE. British English, defence with a C, American English with an S. Same with license. And there are many other differences in spelling. A few more examples. Donut, British English, American English, and maneuver, British English, American English. In grammar also the use of verb tenses differs slightly. For instance, British English tends to use present perfect in slightly more contexts than American English. In those contexts, American English would favour the simple past then. And also in connection with singular or plural verb forms with collective nouns, there is a difference. You have more chance of a plural in British English than in American English. Those differences might not be very big, but they are there nevertheless. Turning to vocabulary, well, there are just hundreds of differences. I give a couple of examples. As always, British English first, then American English. Trousers are called pants in American English. Petrol, British English. Gas in American English. The autumn is the fall. A courgette is a zucchini. A mobile phone, or just mobile, is a cell phone in American English. Football becomes soccer in American English. What are called crisps in British English are chips in American English, Whereas also the British use the word chips, but those are what what Americans call fries. The pavement is a sidewalk. Secondary school is high school. And a full stop is a period. I could go on for quite a while because, as I said before, there are hundreds of different words. All of that means that you really have to be careful with British English versus American English. If you want to stick to one particular variety, and that is something you should aim for, then there's much more to think about than just pronunciation.